guys see this? You guys see what's going on right here? These are my nightstand books. Now, this may be something that you guys are like, you can't just drop the term nightstand books and just expect us to like roll along with it. These are all of the books that I just unconsciously put on a TBR for myself. One that's not even like a monthly TBR. It's just that I will pick up books and I will put them on my nightstand to remind myself when I'm like sitting in bed or like going to bed that these are books that I want to read. And it obviously gets a little out of just touch, honestly. I thought, I was scrambling my mind, I was like, what should this month's TBR be? And then I was like, Destiny, why build a whole entire TBR when you've already just subconsciously built a TBR for yourself that's extremely, and I mean extremely, just out there, ambitious, okay? Ambitious isn't even enough of a word for what this is. This is not a thing. This is like not a thing. But I thought that for the month of August, we could focus on minimizing my nightstand TBR. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to take you guys through all these books, and this is going to be my August TBR. Okay, glad that we did that together. How long has this water been sitting on my nightstand? Still tastes fine. For those of you who actually think that's gross, I poured this morning. It's completely fine. I'm just gonna transport these. This is our first stack. Second stack. All right. Let's just scooch this right here. Had to put myself into a better corner of the room to talk about these. So we have the first stack and the second. Ow. So we can talk about these, but if you guys didn't notice a little change in the glasses, I changed my glasses because I can change them like I change my clothes. And I want to say a quick thank you to the sponsor of today's video, which is Pear eyewear, which is all of the glasses that I'm wearing. First of all, I was wearing these. So these are the ones that you see me all the time wearing in videos most of the time, are these pink frames because they have that pink little clearness to them, but they're also super cute. I get a lot of questions on all of my glasses, so I wanted to address them here. And then we have these. I think these are the first ones that I ever got from them, and these are just like the classic little style and like the tortoise print. Is it tortoise? Is that how you say it? I literally don't know. And then these that I've been wearing a lot lately that are just straight up clear, because the best part, well, one of the best parts about Pear eyewear is this right here. So basically the way Pear eyewear works is that you go on their website and you pick a base frame. So this is what they're called. These glasses, they are base frames, and you go and you can browse all the different styles that they have on their website. You can use their virtual try-on tool, which is what I've used to literally pick out every single style that I have ever gotten off of Pear. With the virtual try-on tool, you can see what fits your face the best. You can test out a bunch of different styles without having to go into a store, which is super convenient, because I know that there are just some of those errands that, let's just be honest guys, we don't want to run. We don't want to. We almost dread the thought of going into a glasses store. And so with Pear, it's all 100% online. It's super easy. They have great customer support if you have any questions or issues or anything like that. So you go and you pick a base frame, right? Then you can pick your top frames, which is what gives the personality to the glasses. So I have a few examples of the top frames right here. First of all, we have this one. This is like the Coke float one. These are so cute, so fun. This one, the Cherry Coke. Oh my gosh, this is my fave to wear, because I used to be a huge Cherry Coke gal, and you guys know I love pink, and it has the pink and red combo that I think is top tier with the little cherries, and cherries are so trendy, and just I feel like being a like Diet Coke girly, Cherry Coke girly is very trendy right now, so these are staying on with the trends. And then we have, for you Diet Coke girlies, I have a top frame for literal, it's just cans of Diet Coke. Literally, can you guys look at that? Look, can you imagine sipping a Diet Coke and wearing the Diet Coke top frames? I know you can. I also have the Avengers one, because you guys know I am a Marvel girly. Look at these, and they're white, so they just like match with the clear ones. This is the ones I wear probably the most when I'm wearing the top frame. And then this one is the Marvel characters, and it has literally all the Marvel ones just sitting on the glasses. Look at that. So freaking cute. I literally love them. And like I said, the top frames just add personality to your glasses. Like I said, I literally have so many different ones. I think I'm going to throw these back on. So if you guys are interested in Pear, you guys can click the link in my description to get 15% off your first pair of Pear eyewear glasses. That'll never get old, that pun. That's just so funny to me. But thank you so much, Pear, for sponsoring today's video. Let's talk about my overly ambitious TBR that I have. I love the way it feels to be a hater. Okay, sorry guys, I took a little break because I just got groceries delivered, so I had to put them up. Anyway, let's get into this TBR. No. Let's get into this TBR. I already forgot what I was saying. Okay. You know what? We'll start off with the small, I think this is a smaller stack. So this stack I had been accumulating to think about what I wanted to read in August. So kind of towards the end of July. I kind of heard something about that. So I will go through and over explain everything to you guys. Do not worry. I know I do it in every single video, and I know that you guys can't go a single video without it. So don't worry. I will be over explaining things that just simply don't need over explain. First of all, we have A Flicker in the Dark. Now this is a book that I bought. Okay guys, I'm taking off the sticker. Look, watch. I took it off. Do not yell at me. Do not comment. I know. Also, the thing about this is that I just bought this book when I did my last hoorah in the Barnes & Noble like book shopping video that I did like a month or two. A month? Has it been 2 months? I did that in June, didn't I? It's about to be 2 months. Let me tell you guys this also. I took advantage of all the times that I could just walk into Barnes. Okay, and I know I put myself in this bookmark ban, and honestly, even though I said I'll go until September, I could totally just like go and like buy books. But now that I've said it on the internet, and you guys, I love you guys, because you guys, if one thing, keep me accountable. Okay, you guys hold me some accountability. There's been a lot of times. Today is one of those days. I was literally staring at Barnes today, running some errands, and I was staring at Barnes, and I was like, man, I am having a terrible anxiety day and like just a bad mental day, and I really would kill to just walk into Barnes and just swipe my troubles away and just buy some books. But I didn't. And you know what? I took that for granted, that I could just go into Barnes and buy the books. And now I'm on a book buying ban and I miss it so much is what I'm saying. All of that to say, I did buy this in that video. So like the whole entire point of me being on a book buying ban is that I wanted to shrink my physical TBR. And I feel like I've done a crappy job of that. By the way, I got this book, and so instead of shrinking, I guess we still are shrinking the physical TBR. So really all of that to say I was going to put myself down, but now I'm not going to put myself down. This is a thriller. Who would have thought? There's actually a few thrillers, I think. That's so crazy because usually I'm not a thriller girly. I've heard good things about this one. So I think the main character, she's a psychologist, and when she was 12, 6 teenage girls went missing in her small Louisiana town. By the end of her summer, her own father had confessed to the crimes and was put away for life. So basically her dad was this serial killer, I'm guessing. Like girls start going missing, and it's like parallel to like what was happening when her dad was kidnapping these girls. I'm interested to see what plotline this story will take on, but I have heard great things about it, so I'm very interested to see what this is if we get to it as well. Next up, we have Radio Silence by Alice Oseman, and the reason that I had put this on my bedside table was because I had been seeing, when I was scrolling through Pinterest, like I'd been seeing a few quotes from this book, and they were like literally beautiful and literally ripped my heart out. And so I was like, if those quotes are going to do this, like what is this book going to do to me? And also just, does this cover not do it for you guys? Like it is so simple, but like the road and it having just like it's after sunset, it reminds me of like a summer night, and you're just kind of going down the road, maybe listening to like sad songs. I don't know, it just gave me that vibe. And so since we're in August and it's still summertime, but it's just giving this vibe of August too, so I really do want to read this. I've heard great things about that one. Then we have The Turn of the Key, another thriller. Literally, who am I and what's happening to me? This one is by Ruth Ware. I have heard that Ruth Ware is a very, very like respected thriller author, and so this one I think is about like a smart house, and I think the woman's like taking care of the house or something. And is there like, there's not a blurb. Where's the blurb? Like there's no blurb on the back. There's literally no blurb. I think that I had looked this up on Goodreads like a year or two ago, and I like vaguely remember that it's about a smart house, and the woman was either like a nanny or she was the maid, and she is basically like on trial or getting questioned about like a murder or something that happened, and they think that she did it, but she's trying to tell people that it was a smart house. Something like that. I don't know, but I have heard that Ruth Ware writes some very great thriller books. So Ruth Ware, I'm going to put you to the test. And then we have, is it A Man Called Ove, I think is how it's pronounced. The reason I literally actually just put this on my side table because last night I was scrolling through TikTok instead of, you know, doing my responsibilities, as one does. I had seen the clip of the movie, because it's got made into a movie with Tom Hanks, I'm pretty sure plays Okay, so I think this is basically just a story about a guy and these people move in next door and they slowly start kind of like building this relationship with him and chipping away at his ice cold heart, I think is basically what it is. Like, it's a very wholesome read about loss and love, and it's funny is what it says. Also, Frederick Bachman, he wrote Anxious People, Beartown, and a few other books that are like very, very widely loved, so I feel like this is a good introduction to his books, and I feel like that I could like it, and I liked what I was seeing the movie wise, but I didn't watch the movie, but I saw the clip and it made me want to put this onto my TBR for this month. Okay, and then we have From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Now, I actually have read this book before. I read it back in 2021, and this is before I was like into fantasy, and I read this and I remember like liking it, but I do want to get back into the series because I am very interested, because I know that this is talked about a lot, and I feel kind of like before I read ACOTAR and I would see people talking about it, like that's kind of the feeling that I get with this series. And also, a few days ago I was in Barnes buying stuff for the giveaway, and I met this amazing woman, and she was talking about how she loved this series, and so then it made me want to reread it and give this series another shot. Guys, another thriller. This one I did start. I think I got like 50 pages into this one and I was on vacation, and then I like put it down and never picked it back up. But this is Wrong Place, Wrong Time, and basically what this book is about is, I think this has time travel in it, but it's a thriller about a woman who is like waiting for her son to come home one night, and she's like looking out the window of her house and she's waiting for her son to come home, and she sees and witnesses him through the window murder a guy that is walking on the street. And she kind of has to go back in time. She gets sent back in time to kind of almost try to put the pieces back together and see like what went wrong, why her son did this and everything. And I remember it being very interesting like when I first started reading it, and it was a very easy read. Also, the font is big. That does something to my little brain. I don't know, like it's giving summer, even though I think it's the fall time, like a few days before Halloween, because I remember her like putting out a pumpkin at the beginning of the book. Maybe this can wait until the fall. Who knows if we get to this month. I literally have so many thrillers on my TBR. Who am I? This reminds me of like when Haley was in her thriller phase, so I was like, I'll be in my thriller phase, and it like was not working out for me like it was for her. Okay, next up we have City of Girls. Now, I put this on my nightstand after I posted my physical TBR video, and after I cried about, you know, how many people basically said how ridiculous it is that I have so many books on my physical TBR. I had gotten so many comments that were like, please read City of Girls, like it is so good. And I remember when I was first like got into booktube and book talk, this was one of those books that a lot of people were talking about and buying and reading. And I'm pretty sure it takes place, yeah, in the 40s in New York, like a theater, and that just, the vibes that gives me is really good. So I do want to pick this up and read it, and also I do love this cover. It does one of those half cover things, guys. This is what I talked about in my book ick video, where half of the cover and it doesn't meet the edge. Oh, this page is like cute though, like the little page of it. Then we have The Inmate by Frida McFadden. Now, I think the reason that I put this is because I was watching, whose video was I watching and they read this? No, I was watching Rachel Catherine's Week in the Life, and if I'm not mistaken, I know it was a Frida McFadden book, but I think, was it this one? Or maybe another one. She has a little book club with her friends, and they were reading this one, I think, and then I literally was in the middle of deep cleaning my room and got this and put it on my nightstand. I was like, okay, we're gonna read this just because Rachel Catherine read it. I'm very interested to see, because I did read The Housemaid when everybody else was reading The Housemaid. I feel like her books are thrillers that like something is always happening and they're very easy to get through. Also, did you guys see the new Jigsaw trailer? I don't know how I feel about it. Ask me like in a few weeks. Me bringing it up to say absolutely nothing. Anyway, then we have The Cellar by Natasha Preston. This used to be a Wattpad sensation. Or no, she used to be a Wattpad sensation. Was this book on Wattpad? I think this is about a girl who gets kidnapped, but I think this is young adult, so I don't think it could be like too bad. The last one for the stack is Mile High. Where was I? Was it my physical TBR video? Or somewhere a lot of people were commenting to tell me to read. I think it was my physical TBR video. I think a lot of people were telling me to read Mile High, and that the second book, the book that goes with this, what is that book called? Anyway, that book is really good, and they were telling me to read this one, and then, oh, The Right Move. They told me to read The Right Move. To read this and then read The Right Move. So then I put this on my TBR. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we had 10 books in that stack. Okay, that's good. Maybe I got a problem, love. This is not normal. This is not okay. Oh my gosh, the British accent made a comeback. I feel like I haven't said her in a while. This is watered down. Usually I don't drink watered down drinks, but... And this was half price today. So like, you are looking so cute. You're just sitting there looking so cute, girl. First one, we have Bad Blood by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Now this is the 4th and final book in the Natural series. I actually did start reading this in, why was I about to say June? I started reading this in July. If you haven't watched my monthly reading wrap up, go watch that because I raved about the first 3 books in the Natural series. So I am very excited to see how it all pans out in the 4th one and how everything gets wrapped up. And then we have The Only One Left by Riley Sager. Now here's the thing, me and Mr. Sager, we have a love-dislike relationship. Not with each other, okay, let me rephrase that. Me and Mr. Sager's books have a love and dislike relationship with each other. So I liked Final Girls, I liked The House Across the Lake, and I liked, is it Home Before Dark? Or the one about the haunted house. And then I didn't like the one that she's like on a road trip. I didn't like that one. I did not like, is it, I forget what it's called. I'll put the ones that I didn't like on screen. So like we're kind of ratioed, okay? Maybe this one will be the deciding factor to tip the scale. So this one is like the girl takes care of, yeah, a young caregiver assigned to work for a woman accused of a Lizzie Borden-like massacre decades earlier. And that's really all I know about it, and I want to know as little as possible going into it, but I've heard raving reviews about this book. And you know why I think I have a lot of thrillers on my radar? Because I love fall, and I cannot wait for fall, and I feel like if I start reading thrillers, I will get myself in the fall atmosphere. Pulling out one from the physical TBR that's been on there for a while is Dating Dr. Dill. Now, I think I pulled this out in my physical TBR video, and I was like, you know what? I'm putting it on my nightstand. I'm putting it on my nightstand. I have just looked at this so many times, and it's just a book that I want to read. But I know it's a romance, and I have seen people like this. So this was the March 2022 Book of the Month pick. I love that I can go and see on the back of Book of the Month books that I can see what month they were from. That just does something to me. This book that I've been reading slowly and just sparsely throughout the month of July, I was reading this. This is Divine Rivals. Now this, I just have the dust jacket sitting right here. You guys know if I'm in the middle of reading a book, the dust jacket comes off. Proof that I've been reading this. I feel like, guys, am I giving teacher vibes right now? Be honest. Like I'm talking to a camera, but I feel like you guys are like all sitting around me and I'm like an elementary school teacher and I'm like talking to you guys about the books. Could you imagine if there was like a class for me to teach? Oh my God, I would take it in a heartbeat. I would literally just sit and like force people to hear me. Would that be like a punishment for people? Oh my God, what if that was like a punishment? Like people are like, do you want to get sent to Miss Sybil's class? Y'all hear her yap and yap and yap about her books. But then I'm like, you know, people watch me online talk about this. I don't know. Anyway, what was I saying? I am reading Divine Rivals. No, I'm not reading it right now. I have been like reading it very sparsely through the month, and Miss Sarah, she loves this book, okay? She loves it so much she's gotten multiple editions of it. And when I see somebody that I love dearly and I care about, love a book, I have to give it my all, okay? That is why I've been in the middle of this, and I'm liking it. It's just that I think sometimes I forget that I'm reading it, but I've really been liking it, but I'm still like in the beginnings of the story. Like we haven't gotten to the main plot, I feel, yet. From what I've read, I've been enjoying it. Also, I like and appreciate when the hardback book like has like something like this going on and isn't just like plain underneath the dust jacket. I love this. And then we have Hello Stranger by Catherine Senner. So this is the same author as The Bodyguard. I really liked The Bodyguard, and so I just wanted to read another one of her books. And so since I got this in my Book of the Month box last month, I put this on my nightstand. So, Love Isn't Blind, it's just a little blurry. Sadie Montgomery never saw what was coming. Literally. One minute she's celebrating the biggest achievement of her life, placing as a finalist in the North American she falls in love, lust, a temporary obsession to distract from the real problems in her life. With not one but two. Oh, this is me finding out it's a love triangle. No, this is me finding out it's a love triangle. Why is there only one guy on the cover then? Okay, and then we have The Grace here. So I had seen Haley read this, and then I think Rachel Catherine read it, and so I, of course, had to put it onto my TBR. So this has actually been sitting on my nightstand for like 2 months, I think, or close to it. So this one is about like a group of girls. This is a young adult book, so it's about a group of girls who I think when they turn 16, they have to like be sent out into the wilderness before they can like, I don't know. I've heard that this is like dark. The cover's pink. That really has nothing to do with anything, Destiny. Okay. Okay, and then I got sent this book from Forever Publishing, and this is Forget Me Not. And I just was very intrigued with this because the synopsis is that I think it's like a second chance romance. Like, they have dated in the past. She is a wedding planner who doesn't believe in marriage, but weddings, they're amazing. Okay. Elliot Bloom, oh man, is a brooding florist. Oh, at least his name's not like Tulip Bloom or Lily Bloom. It's Elliot Bloom. Alright, well anyway, he's a florist, she's a wedding planner. They have to work together on this big wedding that they both got hired for, and they had like dated in the past. Allie Hazelwood has a little blurb on the front. The last 3 books on my TBR are just the rest of the ACOTAR series. So you guys know I have been talking about how I am in the middle of filming my big reread of the ACOTAR series, and I have been vlogging the whole entire thing. It's probably literally, I'm not even joking, I could even foresee it being like a 5-6 hour video because I literally, quite literally, don't shut up, as you guys can tell from this video that you're watching. So I am like, how far am I into ACOWAR? Page am I on? I'm on 224 of ACOWAR, and then we have A Court of Frost and Starlight, which is a novella that's literally like, I don't even know how many pages this is. It's a little bit, like a few over 200. It's like 220 something pages. And then we have A Court of Silver Flames. So I'm still debating on if I want to include A Court of Silver Flames in the ACOTAR reread. Like, I'm gonna reread this one, but it really depends on where I'm at. If I just want to go ahead and post this one and then maybe just make a separate video for this one. Because it's still part of the ACOTAR series, but it doesn't follow Feyre. So it feels like a whole entire different entity of its own, but it's still a part of the ACOTAR series. I don't know, let me know down below. So we had 10 books right here. Okay, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We have 20 books on our TBR. I mean, I have read that many books in a month before, so it's not like completely unobtainable, but also I'm not going to push myself to do that because that's what leads to book slumps. But basically, I'm just going to try to pick from all of these books, and then we'll see. We will come together to see how many of these books that I read at the end of August or beginning of September. Okay, this was so much fun. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you guys liked, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff that you guys know how to do. Thank you so much again to Pear Eyewear for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget that you guys can click the link in my description to get 50% off your first pair, and I will see you guys later.